Paul Laurence Dunbar was born and raised in Dayton, Ohio. Being unable to attend college after high school, he continued working, meanwhile turning out volume after volume of beautiful poems, stories, and the like. A complete volume of his works was published in 1913. Here are 3 short vignettes of his moody musings. Dawn, by Paul Laurence Dunbar. An angel robed in spotless white bent down and kissed the sleeping night. Night woke to blush, the sprite was gone. Men saw the blush and called it dawn. Life, by Paul Laurence Dunbar. A crust of bread and a corner to sleep in. A minute to smile and an hour to weep in. A pint of joy to a peck of trouble, and never a laugh but the moans come double. And that is life. A crust and a corner that love makes precious, with a smile to warm and a tear to refresh us. And joy seems sweeter when cares come after, and a moan is the finest of foils for laughter. And that is life. In a very fine doubt of sanctimonious people, here is Theology, by Paul Laurence Dunbar. There is a heaven forever, day by day. The upward longing of my soul doth tell me so. There is a hell, I'm quite as sure. For pray, if there were not, where would my neighbors go? Next, we would like to share with you one of Dunbar's longer and possibly more profound works. Ere sleep comes down to soothe the weary eyes. Ere sleep comes down to soothe the weary eyes, which all the day with ceaseless care have sought the magic gold, which from the seeker flies. Ere dreams put on the gown and cap of thought, and make the waking world a world of lies most palpable, uncouth, forlorn, that say life's full of aches and tears and sighs. Oh, how with more than dreams the soul is torn, ere sleep comes down to soothe the weary eyes. Ere sleep comes down to soothe the weary eyes, how all the grief and heartache we have known come up like poisonous vapors that arise from some base witch's cauldron, when the crone to work some potent spell her magic plies. The past, which held its share of bitter pain, whose ghost we prayed that time might exorcise, comes up, is lived and suffered o'er again, ere sleep comes down to soothe the weary eyes. Ere sleep comes down to soothe the weary eyes, what phantoms fill the dimly lighted room? What ghostly shades in all creating guise are bodied forth within the teeming gloom? What echoes faint of sad and soul-sick cries, and pangs of vague, inexplicable pain, that pay the spirit's ceaseless enterprise, come thronging through the chambers of the brain, ere sleep comes down to soothe the weary eyes. ere sleep comes down to soothe the weary eyes, where ranges forth a spirit far and free. Through what strange realms and unfamiliar skies tends her far course to lands of mystery, to lands unspeakable beyond surmise, where shapes unknowable to being spring, till faint of wing the fancy fails and dies, much wearied with the spirit's journeying, ere sleep comes down to soothe the weary eyes. Ere sleep comes down to soothe the weary eyes, how questioneth the soul that other soul, the inner sense which neither cheats nor lies, but self exposes unto self a scroll full writ with all life's acts unwise or wise, in characters indelible and known. So trembling with a shock of sad surprise, the soul doth view its awful self alone, ere sleep comes down to soothe the weary eyes. When sleep comes down to seal the weary eyes, the last, dear sleep, whose soft embrace is balm, and whom sad sorrow teaches us to prize, for kissing all our passions into calm. Ah, then no more we heed the sad world's cries, or seek to probe the eternal mystery, or fret our souls at long withheld replies, at glooms through which our visions cannot see, when sleep comes down to seal the weary eyes.